Well, here you go. 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate.
They're so on a date.
I had the money over to the counter and take the cone to the railing that Lily's sitting on. I can't believe I let her trick me like this. She's not only led me to an ice cream stall, but also got me to buy her some. At least she gave me the money for hers. Sure enough, she's patiently waiting where I'd left her. I guess she was planning on making the day an event rather than a simple shopping trip. It's totally a date.
Yeah, she
It's
tricked you into a date.
It's
You
totally.
oblivious boy.
Oh, but well played, Lily. Well played.
Mm-hmm.
I call out to her and slowly place the vanilla cone in her outstretched hands, being careful to make sure she has a good hold of it before letting go. At least her tastes are fairly normal. I was worried she'd ask for some weird flavor when she first asked. Here's the change.
It's okay. Keep it.
I moved to protest, but realized the futility of doing so over such a small amount. I slipped the coins into my pocket, supplementing my meager allowance ever so slightly. Lily shows no signs of wanting to get up, so I take a seat beside her and start eating my own ice cream. The summer weather's nice. Hopefully it'll hold out for a while.
You two, I'm beginning to think I'm the only person who prefers winter.
I contemplate her statement for a long moment. Yeah, I think you might be. It draws the intended reaction. She's cute when she's pouting. That blush underneath her eyes, that like squiggle. Ah,
She's so cute.
still, I can't really imagine what's so good about winter. You can't go out without bundling up, and you still freeze anyway.
I used to live further north where there'd be plenty of snow to play in, so it's a little nostalgic. I don't like the heat very much either.
At least you can wear a skirt, so don't complain about that. Oh, whoa.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. She gives an amused giggle as we both get back to finishing off our already melting cones. I idly sit and watch the crowds going by as we eat, catching bits and pieces of conversation. Looking to Lily, I see her dutifully licking her ice cream from the top downwards, blissfully unaware of the fact that it's beginning to melt.
The top downwards?
Don't you go from the bottom up?
Yeah.
Like that's how your tongue is kind of shaped.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's melting. Oh,
Where?
uh, down a bit. I'm so done.
Oh my god.
I'm so done.
Oh my god. She's simulating. And she doesn't even know it. Or maybe she does.
Oh, she totally does. Lily, no. Oh my lord. Oh, mature. Channel maturity. Channel maturity.
This isn't even the worst of it.
I know, right?
It's
But
gonna get so bad.
the mental images is just. And she's blind, and oh god.
Yeah, can you imagine like walking past this being like,
What is she
She's just going ham on an ice cream cone.
he sounds like, no, she's blind. Hey, weirdo.
Oh man. She lowers her mouth from the top of the cone, but has no idea of exactly where the ice cream's dripping. What follows is a game of guiding her left and right until she finally finds it. In. To any onlooker, it might seem absolutely bizarre. A girl with her eyes closed turning her cone over and over as the guy next to her gives instruction. A strange variant of childhood blindfold games, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. He's,
Uh-huh.
oh yeah,
In good time, we finally finish our treats and while away the time conversing casually. Caught mid-sentence, Lily pricks her head in her trademark manner. It's an unmistakable sign that something's caught her attention.
Dead angle.
Ooh.
Ah,
What is it?
is Akira somewhere over there? I think I heard her.
I raised an eyebrow as I looked at the direction of her facing, somewhat doubtful of her ability to pick out Akira's lone voice in the din. Sure enough, though, a blonde girl in a suit can be seen through the tiny gaps between people walking every which way. I raised a hand and waved, trying to catch her attention. Sato! Sato! She stops in her tracks and looks towards me, evidently noticing my calls. As she does, I notice someone walking beside her. I can't get a good look at whoever it is though, before the two begin walking towards where we are. As they reach us, Lily and I stand and dust ourselves off.
Akira! Hey, you two!
She nods towards me, a gesture which I quickly return. My gaze shifts towards the young girl next to her, and our eyes meet. As they do, Akira plops a hand onto her head, and a move which doesn't seem to faze her. Oh.
Oh. You or me?
Ooh, that's rough. Cause you're already. I feel bad if I make you do it. Give me a second. I'll
She
take
looks
this.
kind of like an alien. You could make her sound like an alien. with,
That's
her little antennae.
yeah. The little like the two little cowlicks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It could be like Smeagol. I'm just trying to think of like voices that are vastly different.
Yeah, cause anything that I do is gonna be like really borderline like Misha, and we don't need that. Okay.
Woo! I'm excited.
Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Hideki. Pleased to meet you, Hisao. A guy's name, huh? Guess I just dodged a bullet there. He bows somewhat restrained by Akira's hand being on his head. Wait,
What?
he's a guy?
Oh, he's a what?
What? Is this one of the
What?
Japan? You never seem to, you don't.
Good thing you didn't like define it as
I
a
know, right?
as a gender. That's hilarious. Okay.
Oh, Hideaki's here too. Are you well?
Akira's been taking a good care of me. Thank you. Akira's grin as if to affirm the point and rubs his head hard, dragging it around in a circular motion. His dreary face during this is somewhat amusing.
Uncle's out on business again, so I'm just taking him around town for today. I'd have preferred to be spending the day on a date with my boyfriend, but...
Hideki gives a cough to try to redirect Akira's thoughts. As he does so, though, I find my mind wandering. They're related? And further, as first cousins? I suppose that explains why she's taking care of him in any case. Come to think of it, Hideki, how do you know my name? Akira told me. Being a Yamaku student, I suppose you're disabled in some way? Not everyone in Yamaku's disabled, which I only learned a handful of days ago. I give silent thanks to Shizune and Misha for their stream of information about how the school works. Because of them, I found out that since the school will accept practically anybody suffering from non-mental disabilities, it doesn't discriminate against healthy people either. It seems unlikely that many in good health would enroll there, though. While the standard of education is pretty high, it's extremely isolated and very much focused on helping disabled students. You are dodging the question? Damn, he's sharp. Before I can say another word, though, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to scan you, my scanners indicate your heart.
Excellent. On
Akira
freaking par.
Akira looks mildly curious at me, her interest piqued as well. That sure was a lucky guess. How did you... You show no missing limbs or deformities, so external disabilities are... Oh god. Are out. Whatever. That's right. Whack. Are out.
Alright, she just does that.
Yeah. Considering the lack of strange mannerisms, It's also unlikely that you've had any mental disabilities.
But Yamaku doesn't take mentally disabled students.
I know. Affirmative. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is internal disability. I did not know which one you might bear, so I guessed correctly as it turns out. And your reaction confirmed my guess. More than a little bemused, I looked to Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes, but more than a little unsympathetic. Logical, but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune in a way, as do his looks. May I ask why you are staring at me? Sure, I'm not that unusual a specimen. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just being coincidental, but the ribbon in his hair really is too much. This is entirely besides the point, though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab with her elbow.
Told you you're not that much different from her.
He coughs into his hand to try and maintain an upright and serious demeanor. I see you have met my sister, then. Perhaps my full name might help you. I am Hidakai Hakamichi. You are probably thinking of my sister, Shizune Hakamichi. Oh, so he's Shizune's brother. Wait a minute. If Hidaki is the son of Akira's uncle and Shizune is his sister, then that means Lily and Shizune's father are brother-in-law. Therefore, Lily and Shizune are first cousins? Lily groans in an uncharacteristic, unrestrained manner. The reaction earns an amused smirk from her sister. The enmity between the two just took another meaning. I had thought it simply a matter of difficulty of communication between the two, but a family feud makes things much more complicated.
You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
She gives a half-hearted shrug. She mustn't give as much weight to the two's conflict as I do.
Well, that's how it is. What are you two up to anyway on this fine day? We're shopping for Hanako's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week.
Akira makes a strange face, as if Lily had just said that the sky wasn't blue and the clouds not white.
Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes? Why? Is something wrong?
Akira's face seems to collapse. It's an utterly unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong.
The folks didn't call you yet?
As Lily shakes her head cluelessly, I look at Hidekai to see if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling.
Hey, Shorty. Sorry, but could you hang with Hisao for a while?
He nods and waves her off, Akira placing an arm on Lily's shoulder as she guides her away and out of earshot. And so, I'm alone with Shorty. So, nice weather, isn't it? Affirmative. I guess they dumped us. Affirmative. That's a facetious attempt at small talk. I've got no idea of how to talk to this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. You
did it! You did it!
You're so good. Oh, blood and a stone come to mind. Without another word, he begins to rock on his feet in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting the conversation over, I decide to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm going to go search for a present. Coming? Affirmative. In a little while, we come to a small shop beside a convenience store. For once, the store windows aren't filled with electronics and computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and all manners of wood-crafted oddities. Othello's Antiques? An antique store? Well, if there's anything in this town that suit Hanako, I guess it'd be here. Or you could get her a book.
Nah.
I just give her some random antique. This can be the start to your antiquing collection. Just like, thanks.
I don't like this at all.
I reach for the old-looking door handle, but pull back at the last minute as I realize my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I will just be in the newsstand for a while. Ignore me. His voice makes it painfully clear that he has zero interest in what's in the store, and that he doesn't feel obligated to follow me. As he wanders off without another word, I push the thick wooden door and enter the store, a bell above me ringing out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves is distinctively anachronistic. Ugh. I look to the counter beside the door. The graying man behind it sits there silently, reading a tattered book. He certainly fits the look for the old place. Slowly wandering through the aisles, the person I'm reminded of as I inspect each handcrafted or imported oddity in turn isn't Hanako. Crouching down, I examine the ancient oak desk inside the shop window. At least 30 dolls, all varying wildly in size and make. The only similarity between them is the long Victorian dresses they wear. I turn the price tag of one that looks to be about waist height. It's not in my price bracket at all.
It's a friggin' waist height doll, dude.
What? I do the same to each of them, getting more and more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is, until I reach the very smallest one. It's affordable, yet the quality making with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. I decided that it's a kind of present Hanako would appreciate, pretty looking and far from gaudy. After I carefully pick it up, I decide to keep looking around the store. I'm not sure whether it's because I like the atmosphere or out of simple curiosity. Peeking around the corner before I go to the next aisle, I see that the shelves in the one area stocked with wooden toys, from toy cars to intricate automatons. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain wooden box. It feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open. The little metal drum inside begins to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag in my fingers and bring it up to my face. The minuscule cursive writing taking some effort to read. It's affordable, sort of. I really liked it. I want to get
That
it.
was very pretty.
Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with the doll and music box in hand.
Ah.
When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits up and takes stock of them. He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone my age buying them. It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with a small, opaque bag in hand. And don't come back!
You whippersnapper.
Hidakai and being... It's Hidakai? Yeah, Hidakai, right?
Hideaki.
Hideaki. Hideaki.
Hideaki.
Being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She is waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head off back to the fountain. Hideaki's immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. Lily and Akira stand there waiting for us, their faces hard to read.
Oi, you ready to go there, Shorty?
Hideaki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her.
See ya, Lily, Hisao. Tell Anako I said happy birthday.
Well, we will. Bye.
Goodbye, Akira.
She does not look happy.
No.
And with that, the two disappear into the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lily, I notice she is carrying a small bag. It's now that I realize why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily's typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present?
Yes, have you?
Yeah.
Shall we head back to the bus stop then?
Okay. There should be a bus back to Yamaku pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. It feels strange compared to before. Lily's hand on my forearm feels unusually tense, and the whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. The silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this.
Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the 4th going to be alright with you?
I have no other possible obligations anyway, so I reflexively nod. Only afterwards do I remember that doing so is pointless and quickly answers so by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that looks more pitiable now. Pitiable in
Pitiable.
how... Pitiable? Oh, yeah. Pitiable in how plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are.
Sorry, Hisao. You said the bus would be coming soon, right?
That's right. But now that she says it, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today?
I don't believe so. Why do you ask?
Because I'm about to rock your... I just want to turn that frown upside down, you know what I'm saying? Baby girl? Yeah? This is the point where I'd normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even without that, you'll have to trust me, okay? He is gonna run.
In the back alley.
No, he's gotta keep it classy in a love hotel.
I love
Come
hotel.
on.
Right.
I take her hand and gently lead her on, her distant face replaced by one of mild surprise and curiosity. As the waitress sets the cup of tea and cup of coffee that I'd ordered onto the table, I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going. Rather, I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover a little, Lily tentatively sips at her cup, and I take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As I hoped, her face lights up as she realizes what flavor it is.
This is wonderful. Hisao, how did you know this was...
I'd asked for a French vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked.
Good going, you smooth motherfucker.
Just well done. Well done, sir.
Mm-hmm.
While I don't really know much about tea, it sounded like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream, a tea connoisseur I am definitely not. You are just so good.
Oh, Hisao.
Oh. It was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? She puts her teacup down and gives a tiny nod, that familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again.
Drinking tea is calming, I think.
With the amount you drink, are you sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction is pretty common nowadays.
Did I ever say I wasn't?
She lets out a giggle as my head drops. We all have our vices, I suppose, and there are worse things to be addicted to. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both silently drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. I begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her, until she sets down her cup.
Hisao, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question?
I let you touch my face, didn't I? I guess.
I was wondering what your favorite color is. Everyone has one after all.
I almost reply before realizing why the seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. My favorite color? But she gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. My boy! It's the best color. I've always had a thing for green. I'd say that's my favorite.
Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color?
I suppose grass fields and trees in the summer. The army as well, with camouflage.
Men always seem to like the military. But that sounds like a nice color. A very nice color.
She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice. Considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind, labeling it by association seems reasonable enough. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours?
White. I'm told that's the color of snow and of ice cream.
Wait! Was she born blind then? I swear to
Yeah.
God! She wasn't born...
Are
Oh
you
my god,
sure?
I'm totally thinking of another character in another anime.
Oh.
I am just... Whoosh. Totally
Yeah.
like her too, though. Totally like her. Was a foreigner. I'm just...
Wow.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so I guess she was born blind. Damn.
Yeah.
You're no better than me then. If you only like that color because of a favorite food, I guess white is nice too, though. And speaking of colors, it'll be getting dark soon. Let me help you up. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mine to help lever her up from her seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. It doesn't seem to bother her at all though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect of her to her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this.
Oh, thank you, Hisao.
Totally a date. She gives an earnest smile at the gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. Totally a date. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact that I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before.
That was a date, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is where Hisao is just there, like fist pumping and like punching the air, and she's like,
yeah,
and she's like quietly, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
It's like you're fist pumping, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear like the air, like the swooshing of the. Oh man.
It was. That doesn't elude either of us, the question's answer being so self-evident as to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is, I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. Understanding, empathy, searching for words adequately describe, to adequately describe it is difficult. Nonetheless, would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents? The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable than her face, though still pointed to the street ahead of her lowers just a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you dog.
That was just so smooth. All of it was
Yeah.
just so good.
And hopefully she's not into weird, freaky stuff.
I mean, we've already done butt stuff.
Well, where else is there to go?
I just like, well, I mean, you could just throw in fetishes, just throw in food in there, just like that.
Yeah, one of them's a furry, maybe. The
It's
other
totally
one's-
gonna be Hanako, because she has the bunny. Oh my god, I'm done. I'm done. Ren needs to have drugs before he just
Yeah.
take a
She
tablet
runs
of
into
E.
psychedelics. Shisune's into bondage.
Because she's so dominant.
She's like a
She's a
dominatrix.
dominatrix.
This is
Oh.
happening.
Oh,
I feel
God.
that we were right about Kenji.
Yep.
We've been pretty good with the voices.
Oh, so good.
So I think now that we know we've been exposed to the weird shit
yeah.
that Emmy was.
Dude, Emmy was just a freak. Just
Yeah.
she was.
Because I want to hold you close on my